Hi seniors, it's day 7 for Unit 3. We're looking at equilibrium, shortages, and surpluses. This is what your do now should have looked like. Page 22, I believe. We are putting both supply and demand curves together on the same graph. And we're going to be interpreting this type of graph from now on. Notice your quantity supply and quantity demanded are both shown on the x-axis for quantity. And we still label our curves S1 and D1. So our big question for today, what is the right price and quantity? We're going to find equilibrium price and quantity and then explain how a shortage and a surplus are fixed. This is our last standard for this unit, and our assessment will be next Friday on the 29th. And 3 key terms that we're going to define. So thinking about what is the right price, we can think back to the differences between a free market economy and a command economy. In a free market economy, it's buyers and sellers, consumers and producers coming together to negotiate what the selling price will be, what both is willing and able to buy or sell it for. But in a command economy, it's the government that establishes the prices. So what we want to focus on here is a free market economy. How do buyers and sellers come to an agreement? How do they figure out what the right price is? And they do that by finding equilibrium price and quantity, and that's the price and quantity at which the amount demanded equals the amount supplied. So Q sub D equals Q sub S, and we can find that where the two lines or curves intersect. That is your equilibrium point. That's where everything is balanced, and so we can identify our equilibrium price and quantity by going to the X and Y axis. On your do now, you should be able to find an example of that where your two curves intersect. And looking at your table as well, you can find that quantity demanded equals quantity supplied at the amount of 15, or at a price of $15, which is also a quantity of 15. You may have noticed that when you were graphing, oh hey, they both intersect here, there must be something going on. That is equilibrium. Now, not everything is always in equilibrium, not everything is always balanced. Sometimes we have a disequilibrium, and that one example would be a shortage, and that's when the quantity supplied is less than quantity demanded. So at any point underneath equilibrium, we will be at a shortage. And so 30, 40, 49.5, anything below 50 here is going to be a shortage, where our supply is less than the demand. Remember, at a lower price, consumers want to buy more, so there's a higher demand. But it's not always available because businesses won't make a profit at a low price, so we have a shortage. And so in this case, 200 is less than 600. And so we have an amount of 400 we're short. And we fix that by increasing prices. We talked about movement on the curve, where we had that arrow thingy when we had movement up the curve. That's where it applies here. So if we raise the price from $30 to $50, we're not changing the supply, we're changing the quantity supplied and quantity demanded because we are changing the price. That's the only thing that changes. And so as we move, as price goes up, we're going to move up the curve and eventually hit equilibrium. And so on your do now, you can see an example of that. Haircuts sell for $5. I think that was about 3. And the quantity demanded was about 27 there. And so obviously there's going to be a shortage, and we fix that by raising the prices. The opposite of that will be a surplus. Quantity supplied is greater than quantity demanded. So at any point above equilibrium, you're going to have a surplus. And we work just the opposite way. In order to fix a surplus, we have to lower our prices. So we have movement down the curve, and that will lead us to equilibrium. Because if a price is set too high, customers won't buy it. They're going to wait until prices go down. And when they go down, then we're going to find the right price, where buyers and sellers agree. On your do now, $20, you've got 24 supplied and 12 demanded, so you've got a surplus of 12. We fix that by lowering the prices. For your practice exercise here, you're looking at quantity supplied, quantity demanded. That's going to create a shortage, and by an amount of $24. And you have another shortage, then you have equilibrium, you have surplus, and you have a surplus. You'll have something like this on your homework that you want to take a look at. So a quick review, putting all of this together, anything above equilibrium is surplus, anything below is a shortage. Where the lines intersect is equilibrium, price, and quantity. There's your homework. Let me know of any questions, and good luck.